This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and I've seen Days of Being Wild, a sort of romantic drama directed by Wong Kar-wai and released back in 1990. It follows a small group of four people, not necessarily friends at all, but certainly connected with each other. The most significant member of the group is Yuddy, a rather broken man who seeks companionship and love, but can never actually commit, comparing himself to a bird with no legs. He chooses to live as a drifter, paradoxically floating between a desire for someone to connect with him and a desire to be left alone. Much like Wong Kar-wai's previous film, As Tears Go By, there's a great sense of style in the film that gives it a floaty sense of being within a waking dream of sorts. It's a remarkable step up from that film, which feels more like a test run in comparison. Here, in Days of Being Wild, the director now has a much more complete control over the camera and editing, keeping the smooth and stylistic flow present across the whole film. It's a touch that's not quite easy to explain, but definitely presents the film in a unique way, breaking from traditional movements and angles and focusing more on the characters, both in the sense of literally focusing on them in shots, but also in camera movement by limiting what the viewer can see based on what those characters can see, resulting in an array of shots, mostly close-ups or tight compositions, which bring the audience directly into the film's world. The world of Days of Being Wild, despite the dreamy nature of its presentation, is rather bleak and dreary, appropriate for the rather melancholy nature of the overall story and its characters. The four main characters do have their own arcs, which, for the most part, are relatively complete, but do have a bit of an open ending to them, either leaving you satisfied, wanting more, or both. Then again, the film isn't so much concerned with the characters as individuals, but more as pieces of a larger puzzle, with their connections and chance encounters being the main focus at hand. It's human connection in general which drives the film's events, with each of the characters looking to connect with others in some way, and in doing so giving themselves something to look forward to in their otherwise uneventful daily lives. The primary difference comes in how they search for those connections and what they do to achieve them, and it's here that the movie takes on more of a character study, going further by using internal monologues and flashbacks to better create a fuller picture or examination when the film's visuals or character actions aren't enough. Days of Being Wild is, unlike the implications of its title, a very calm and somewhat slow-moving film, taking its time to present and develop its characters equally and without drawing lines of morality or some other alignment. The end result is a film that's able to bring the viewer into a world that is somewhat familiar but all the while new, telling a story based not so much on narrative but a greater theme, and giving us characters whose struggles are entirely real and relatable. In the end, the film doesn't so much look to cast judgment on these characters, but instead understand what it is and what it takes to find a real and meaningful human connection in this world. Days of Being Wild. Wong Kar-wai, 1990. 4.5 stars. I recommend seeing it. Anyways, I'm done here. Leave a like if you like this review, or leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you want more reviews in the future. I need to find a wristwatch around here somewhere.